We're live. How is everybody doing? Are you guys ready to binder it? I checked my binders this time beforehand so we don't get most of the way through a binder and find out that there's like a messed up page or multiple messed up pages. That would be bad. Andrew, how's it going, Andrew? My apologies if I'm sound like I'm losing my voice a little bit. We got a little frog in the throat. We got a cold beverage though to solve that. Check it out. We got the new Rashna tunes. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Elite Four. How's it? Is it pronounced Rika? Rika? The new character with the overalls. That's that one. Carrot, how's it going? How's everybody? How you doing? All right, let's get putting some cards in here. I have like a little bit of a disaster, organizational disaster going on. Cutting it very close today. Too much craziness going on in the Pokemon world. We'll blame it on that. Let's get those over there out of the way. Gonna need this over here way out of the way. Dr. Greg 13, how you doing? I see carrots both on the YouTube and on the Twitch. If you have the ability to do so, that is much appreciated. No worries if you can't. If you only got the single device. Dr. Greg says, enjoyed the podcast on Friday. Yeah, podcasts are usually a pretty good time. Burnout on dual streaming. What a G-baller. And in the good way, not like a bad G-baller. I don't want to get that mixed up. Alright. Anyone guess what we're doing today? Alright, we're going to be very careful here to not put cards in the wrong spot. So we're going to take our time. We're chilling out. Jonathan says that podcast was tons of laughs. Yeah, they're usually some giggles. I totally forgot to eat some of my Dunkaroos. I think it was bad luck. Busy few days for sure. Yeah, something like that. Oh my god. It's always something. We get the streams on Monday, Tuesday, but then it seems like all the crazy stuff has been happening like on the weekend or on the Monday, Tuesday, which is weird. But it's all right. We'll catch up. Had a bit of a hectic week last week, so the weekend videos, they were easy mode. We'll call them. Although it seems Godstone is a fan. It says, Rattle, thank you for that artist video you did the other day. Like I said in the comments, I'm an artist and really appreciate it. Good job. Yeah, there's the people that like those really like them. I like making them, so I will try to splash them in every now and then. They're fairly easy videos to make. And if I'm being totally honest, I was kind of pressed for time, so that's half the reason for it. The other half of the reason is they're fun to make. But yeah, they usually don't do all that well in terms of views. We got the Celebi. Number 4. 2, 3, 4. We got number 5, Shroomish. That is it's Ken Sugimori default background. That's the old school style where they just... I really want to know, does he do the backgrounds, or do they just like take the Ken Sugimori artwork? I don't know if anyone's ever got that answer or not, but that's something I'm wondering that I'd like to know. Shroomish. I also tried to adjust the lighting, but it seems like I need to adjust it even more to get so I don't have to hold the binder a little bit to get a perfect glare. I mean, there's always going to be a little bit of glare, but... Number 6, Sawaddle. This Rowlet and Executor are messing up the whole page. We don't have the reverse swaddle. We do have this one though. Alright, we're gonna have to move my telephone. Yes, I did say telephone. Godstone says, wait, what set is this? Do you want some clues? We're in the Sun and Moon era. Surely somebody can guess, right? There we go. Christian's got it. Unified Minds. It's a little bit more obvious later on. Jester Beat says something 2019. Yep, that's 2019. You're correct on the year. Yeah, I had a bunch of I still have a bunch of the like 360 card binders that I need to like switch cards over into. Primarily recently we've been working on the big boys, the big Sun and Moon ones from the end. The last portion. Alright, we got number 8. We got the Swadloon. We got the Levani. I kind of like this Pokemon until I heard it talk in the anime. It was not the greatest. Goku, thank you.
Goku as Bay became a member.
We got number 10, the Dwebble with a Moltres in the air. The other ones ended up in like Hidden Fates or something, right? The other ones that featured the birds in the sky. I think. Maybe they're in here. Can't remember. I think, were they in the same set in Japanese as each other? Burnout 843, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. You guys know the drill. If you have the Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch Prime once a month. And if you use it on me, thank you very much. It's an awesome way to support the channel. If you already have Amazon, don't get Amazon Prime if you don't already have it. But if you do have it, much appreciated if you can slap those on me. Goku, thank you, sir. Funky Nux with the Prime, thank you.
Goku is Bay super chatted $6.76.
We got the, what is it? Is that a hippo on a gaming chair? Is that supposed to be me? Is that what you're saying right now? Regardless, thank you very much for the 10 A's. I'm not even sure. It's not Australian, right? We got the Crystal. I'm distracted. Very cool Crystal. We got the Kara Blast. Once again, with the Kensugamoris are showing up here at the start of the binder. Can't recall off the top of my head if there was an abundance in this set or not, but we're hitting them. Is it Australian? Alright. I thought maybe it would say like AUD, but I guess that kind of makes sense. Maybe the Canadian will put like a C. 13, Fungus. The Pokeball Mushroom Pokemon. E4 Relics in the Twitch chat. Lurking. First time chatting. Love some Unified Minds. Aaron, what's going on? I see those hands. Keep them where I can see them. So tomorrow, for anyone that's wondering, we're gonna go fossil hunting. We're gonna go Aerodactyl hunting. We're gonna open a bunch of Lost Origin. I feel like I'm probably gonna get another Giratina before I get the Aerodactyl. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not cursed, right? We got the Fomantis Ooh, also, warning for anyone that is looking for Paldea Evolved. The PSA Pikachu is getting a little bit low on the booster boxes. So remember how I said you might want to hold off a little bit. If you don't want to tie up the money, you can wait. I think he's under 40 at this point, if I remember correctly. But you can go to psapikachu.com. Lowest price is the price that's listed. He's got the Paldea Evolved booster boxes and the ETBs. And then if you're in Canada, you can... Oh, I mean, you can still order from psapikachu.com if you're in Canada, but beware, there will be import fees, and import fees kind of suck. So, for that reason, you can go to dozecards.ca, and you can get yourself some Canadian. Essentially the same price. Don't be fooled, the Canadian dollar sucks really bad, so it looks worse, but I assure you, it works out to about the same. On Doze, you can use code RATTLE5 for 5% off. Trainer Trina, how's it going? Busy packing for a new house. Well, congratulations on the new house. Man, moving sucks, but once you're fully moved, it's a good feeling. But yeah, the packing and unpacking part, not so fun. I almost grabbed from the wrong box there. Yeah, Billy, the Canadian dollar is... You're not doing so hot. I don't think it's as bad as like the Japanese yen is absolutely pizzoned. I don't know if that has changed much, but... John, how's it going? Welcome in. Trina says, my new room is 2 times the size of my current room. All the room for activities. If you get bunk beds, you'll have even more room. Christian says, any guess what the Pokemon 151 set will be called in English? That is a good question. Also, I'm gonna try to look at the chat as much as possible. So I'm gonna rely on the chat as well. If I mess anything up here, that's on you guys. You guys gotta notice, and you can't troll me about it. I will notice, and I will stop listening to you if you do that to me. I'm not sure what they would call 151. Like maybe it'll just be the same thing in English. Or it'll be like Kanto Extreme or some crap. Maybe something with Kanto. It wouldn't surprise me if it was just like 151 or something in English as well. Right? Crumb, that is not very nice if you were trying to say that as an insult. That is rude and unacceptable. We got the Serena. We got the Serena. I need to better manage how I can slide the binder. These 12 pocket binders are very awesome, but at the same time, they take up a lot of space on the desk here. I do enjoy the more cards per page aspect. It does look a lot better with like the 4 across, but you can't come in here being homophobic when you're trying to defend people that are virtue signalers. That doesn't work here. That doesn't work. That doesn't make any sense. Does it? Weird strategy. Meg Mortar. That is a nifty Meg Mortar. I don't want to get caught in that flamethrower, I guess it is. Looks a little hotter than a flamethrower. Tomu says nothing makes sense anymore. Yeah, that's true. Not a whole lot. There's a lot of crazy flaming hot Cheeto attack. Yeah. Maybe. They must have translated that one wrong. or they didn't want to get the copyright, or they're working on a partnership and it's not quite fully developed yet. Space Daddy Gangsta, how's it going? I see you over there in the Twitch. We got the camera up. The Heatran number 25. All right. This is gonna set us back up to be doing what we want to do. I thought there was, maybe it was one of the other sets that I was sleeving. I was putting the cards in sleeves prior to the stream because I mean, I feel like this is a good balance. We get to look at the cards and put them in the binder, but then we don't have to do the sleeving part. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure there's someone out there that's gonna miss out on that part, but I think it's for the best. We got a Victini. Your average player says, did you see that Fanatics acquired PWCC? So what's going on with PWCC? I heard that PWCC might have been for sale, but I didn't see that Fanatics actually acquired them. Is that confirmed? 100% legitimate? Are they going to be less crooked now? In my opinion? Dope, thank you very much. You did 40 hours on the weekend? Holy crap. Now relaxing with the binder. Nice to hear. Get the binder out. Put those cards away. I'm making some serious progress with these streams are helping a lot, so I do appreciate the fact that we got people that want to see them, that are hanging out for them. Believe me, it's saving my butt, because otherwise I don't know when I would possibly have time to put these cards away. Bam, 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 bam. Billy says, well, now that it's out in the world, I have some information for you. What? Is it good information? Trainer Griff says, what do you do with your bulk? I've been organizing bulk for the past 2 hours. I'm almost done, but man, it feels like a waste of time almost. I don't organize my bulk. I wish. I really wish that I had time to organize like I always keep all the reverses and hollows and stuff like that. Short of like if anyone actually needs them for their sets, then I can grab them. But I wish those were in order. My like commons and uncommons, I used to organize them at one point in time, but I found it's much better to keep it mixed up, because if anyone wants bulk, like for their kids or whatever, like little kids that are just gonna like beat the crap out of the cards anyway, they just want a bunch of cards for super cheap. They want a mix of cards, not necessarily all the same thing. So then not only did you waste time organizing them, but then to also go like pick out one of each or to like get a mixture would be a pain in the butt at that point. So that's why I don't organize like the commons uncommons. I will like when I open the set for the first time, like go through and pick out one of each. Or I'll pick out like a few of each, and then like help myself to the one of each for my own collection, and a friend or two. Sometimes they want them, so I'll do that as well. Billy says it's information to be determined. Sounds interesting. Hopefully it's good information. Aaron says, do you collect multiple copies of the same card? So, no, not identical cards. I don't. I mostly just want one of each English card. So, the dupes I usually always trade or sell off. Yeah. This is a hardcore Zapdos mix. We got Fresh Tats who says, Rattle, why no more premieres? Best part of getting off work Friday. Mostly, I think the premieres, I don't know exactly what the reason is for it, but they weren't performing as well as just like a regular video. So not necessarily that there won't be videos that are, you know, premiere quality. It's just when like lesser videos were outperforming premieres, whether that's like the YouTube thing, if people don't watch it when it's actually live, or if people come in partway through, then they might not be as into it, especially if it's some of the stuff that's that requires context from the beginning of the premiere. So I don't know what combination of what went on there, but essentially they weren't doing as good as regular videos, so I figured I'd be better off uploading them. So it's something that might come back. It also might be just that like where there's no lockdown or anything anymore, especially it's summertime. People might want to be out doing things other than Pokemon cards on a Friday night. Could be any combination of that, but we got to go with whatever works. There's still going to be just as much content. The live streams have been doing pretty well, so as long as those are doing well, those will happen. I mean, these are going to happen regardless, even if they're not like spectacular or there isn't like crazy attendance. But yeah, the openings are basically, if people are enjoying it, if I'm enjoying it, they might have to cut back at some point in time, because like it kind of defeats the purpose of them if I'm not really chasing for anything. And if I've opened everything modern, I don't really get all that much enjoyment out of opening like vintage stuff. It's not really my thing. Not something that I necessarily want to do. And I don't really want to do like rip and ship stuff. So from like an affordability standpoint, not a great option. Good number 37, a Snow Runt. Looking happy. We got Dope with a member for 2 months. We got Drew with a member for 16 months. Holy hot dogs in the chat. So, yeah, I don't know. It might not get as. It might be just that it doesn't get as promoted afterwards, after it kind of turns into a regular video. I don't know. It's hard. They don't tell you that stuff, so it's hard to speculate exactly. But it was a trend that it wasn't doing as well as a regular upload. So that's what's going on that. Also, that's why I was trying out like the earlier time slot to see if that was any better. If people were watching while they were at work, then they could. But then also, when people get off work, they can watch the video as well, if that works. Whatever works for them. Whatever works best. The live streams will probably all stay where they are. I really like that Luminion. It's kind of hard to see at this point. It's pretty cool. Snover, having a blast. Billy says, if I see you doing Ripper Ship or opening up Evolving Skies again, you have lost it, and I'm calling a mental aid. Yeah, that's fair. If you see me on Whatnot, unless it's like for the memes. Do you think they would approve my profile if I signed up for Whatnot? After bashing them for all this time? Bam, 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 bam. Jester says, honestly, I would trust Rip and Ship with you. Could make trades easier too. I'm not saying that I'll never do like maybe like a box break or something like that. But if I was doing a box break, I just like it would be like for break even kind of thing. Like if it was an older expensive box. It's bad enough that like the expected value of a pack is not great. I don't want to like charge a premium on something like that. And it wouldn't be, I mean, it wouldn't be an all the time thing. It would be like a special occasion, just because, I don't know, that doesn't, I don't think that would do anything for me. Jester Beat says, come on, you don't want to charge $20 for Chilling Rain? I do not. Unfortunately. Even if I promise all the bounties in the bounty world, There's no way I'm letting somebody pay $20 for Chilling Reign. Well, shouldn't say that. Maybe like 20 years from now when it's $20 a pack. Kyle says, what is the one set you are missing the most of? In terms of like Sword and Shield or something? That's a good question. I can check real quick. We can definitely check. If I go collection, if I go include variants. Man, I'm at 20,968 cards in my collection. 7,903 more. There are more that I don't have checked off yet, so it's definitely up over that like 21,000 mark. But man, that number is so hard to bring down when like all these new sets are coming out and they're ginormous. Let's see. Chilling Reign, I have 85%. Rebel Clash, I have 88%. So those are the two that I need the most from. I have the two big daddies from Chilling Reign now, so I don't especially want to open it. Lost Origin, even though we're opening it tomorrow, I have 94% of the set, which is something. So expect some duplicates tomorrow, I'd say. We got the Tortuga. Gotta leave a spot for that reverse. Caracosta. Get in there. I feel like this is a Pokemon that's gonna get forgotten. One of those Pokemon that like doesn't get a card very often. Maybe not. Could be wrong. Maybe they need more fossil Pokemon. Aaron says, do you sell duplicates anywhere outside eBay? With the Evolving Skies stuff especially, there's quite a bit of it that like if somebody needed some stuff for their set, they just send me a DM on Discord and I can do it that way. In terms of like the more expensive stuff, if it's easy to find, then that's not like a big deal. Pokesam33, thank you for the 14 months with the muscle flex. Appreciate that. Can't tell if maybe the text to speech doesn't work for the membership things. Says living the dream, completing those masters. Yeah, I still need a lot of expensive cards. It's gonna be a battle, that's for sure. Even though numerically it seems like it's not that bad, not that far off, I need some expensive stuff. Blasty, holy moly, coming in here, gifting 10 Rattle Pokemon memberships. Thank you, good sir. Treating the chat right.
That Herman kid became a member.
We got the thanks Blaster man in the chat.
Jim became a member.
We got the Dupider. Dupider? Because it's gotta be Dupider, right?
Fresh Burong Stay Reverser became a member.
Fresh Dad says Rattle being the very best like Jason Page. If only. Except I'm gonna be a two-hit wonder.
PHL 33P became a member.
Oh, Flap, it does not, or Fleep. It does not like pronouncing your name with those the gamer numbers. Elite speak. For anyone that doesn't know, gonna force Blasty to stream and play Diablo 4 with me when that comes out. We'll do that whole weekend is gonna be like a mega Diablo fest to the extreme. Diablo 4 early weekend or whatever you want to call it. Early access. Thank you, Billy, for the one gifted. But Aaron's got it. Aaron says, I gladly PayPal or Zelle you for some duplicates I need so you can save on the eBay fees. Yeah, if there's anything that I need,
Aaron became a member.
then I can just match whatever the cheapest price is on like TCG Player or eBay. We don't have Zelle here in Canada, but PayPal works. Saves me the effort of listing it if there's a few things that you need. Can definitely look into that. It's best if it's stuff that like I just pulled, so then I don't have it already listed and I know exactly where it is and it's probably not taken yet. Although I can't promise anything to anyone because it's kind of just whatever DM I see first, and I should get through my DMs. I guess that like forces me to check them, but that usually forces me to check the newest. We got Pikachu, Raichu, and Raichu for PK. We got Evanchu. For some reason I was thinking this was like the McDonald's exclusive, but what's he doing? Is that a McDonald's? Is it a McDonald's within the set? Ding, ding. Bricks and Blocks, how's it going? Welcome in. Kyle. Billy's saying, Kyle, people had lost their damn minds. Yeah, the Discord has been pretty wild. Pretty wild battle. Fresh Chance got the I love tag team cards. I like the avatar Fresh Chance. Very classic. Pikachu. When you get 2 Pikachus in one set and you get multiple Raichus, sometimes multiple Raichus on one card. BR's asking for some receipts. I'll give you some receipts. Magnemites. Yeah, we made some people angry, but there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got to be angry once in a while. They don't want them. We don't want them bottling up their emotions. We're just helping them out. Magneton. Kyle saying, do you have a Mario or a Luigi Pikachu? I do not. I was around when they came out and they weren't very expensive, and I didn't buy any, and I only collect English. Mostly just because I want one of each English card. I want to do all the sets primarily, and then like work on the variant stuff as well. So like I have so many cards to collect that I can't bring myself to go into the Japanese stuff as well. If I had different collection goals, I definitely would. Or if I somehow had like infinite dollars, where I could complete everything English and then get like the exclusive stuff, the Japanese exclusive stuff, that would be like next on the list of things to get. And then I would buy some of PK's Chinese boxes that he has, just so he can feel better about buying them. We got Christian, member for 2 months. Thank you. Saying looking forward to the Leonhardt signed gloves. The little pink boxing gloves. Do you think Ryan's gonna do that? Do you think? Billy saying, yeah, the vending versus. Yeah, vending and versus. Man. I had like someone had offered me at one point in time, I think it was like a full versus set, like pack fresh, and I think it was only like $500 or something, but I didn't want it at the time, and now it's forever regret. But that's the thing. I mean, you gotta pace yourself. You gotta do what you can. Collect within your means. You can't have everything at once. It's a slow battle here. But eventually, I'll get the cards that I'm missing. Slowly making progress. Never surrender. Someday, at some point, Old Man Rattle will have all of the cards except for whatever new set's coming out, and we can open the boxes together. We'll make sure we have enough to complete that set when it comes out, and then we just sit back and sip on cold beverages on the porch, yell at kids that are on the lawn, tell them to get off of it, right up until the next set comes out. Kyle says, how often do you purchase sets off other collectors? I've never purchased a set off anyone else. I shouldn't say that. I purchased like mostly, well, I've traded for mostly complete sets of reverses recently. Well, with that like black and white and XY stuff. I will end up having like duplicates in a lot of that. But for the most part, like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't just like buy. Most of my sets are the majority way complete. So like it wouldn't make any sense for me to like buy a complete set. Also, I think it would kind of take away a little bit of the fun of like picking up the cards and finishing it off. But Robert says, what's your favorite modern set? Good question. I think it's Crown Zenith. And I know that's a little bit of a cop-out because it's loaded with that Galarian Gallery. But I think mostly that. I mean, all the Trainer Gallery sets are just banger awesome. There's a lot of the Trainer Galleries that I like. I don't know what the order is that of my like favorite to least favorite. It's hard to pick. Tornadus. Kyle says, old man Rattle eating poutine and drinking Labatt Blue on the front porch. True. Probably, yeah. I'll get my own like fry truck. Or just get one of them to drive by every hour on the hour to replenish my poutine. Drinking milk out of a bag in between each Labatt. Labatt Bleu. If I get them from Quebec, or if I turn the can around in certain provinces. Zerkatree. Nicholas says, was doing a binge watch of your Thief episode and the Hartford regional winner. Great stuff as usual. Thank you very much. I know there was so much stuff coming out and happening. Like that Thief video, like, man, it took like no time at all. I had the stuff prepped for the video, and the guy ends up turning it in. Pretty wild. Wasn't expecting that, I will say. We got the Mewtwo and Mew. Very cool. The Arita artwork. Got lots of Arita artwork. The Espeon and Deoxys. Oh, we messed up. The Tapu. No, we didn't. Tapu Koko? No, we're good. We're good. Mewtwo and Mew, Espeon and Deoxys. We got the Eggy boys. Best card ever? I don't know about that. It's kind of a... It's good. But best card ever? I guess if you're a fan of like Deoxys and Espeon. We got Exeggutor. Are you sure this isn't the best card ever? The alt art. We got the Exeggutor there. I did pull the Mew and Mewtwo hyper rare in this bad boy in this set. That's pretty cool. That was pretty cool at the time. I don't know, it's probably no longer the most expensive card in the set, but it was back then when the set came out. Shadowless alt art, what's going on? See you over there in the Twitch. Pac-Man D3 says, I opened so much of this set when it came out, and then spent even more on hidden baits. Fair enough. This is a big boy. What are we, 236? 236 cards in the main set. This is when sets started to get like out of control large. And then I guess Sword and Shield, they kind of came back down a little bit. Cosmic Eclipse, friggin' ginormous to the extreme. We got the Why Not. Not to be confused with Whatnot. We got the Latios GX. Very cool. Nicholas says only to go back up again with Fusion Strike. Yeah, Fusion Strike is... I hate Fusion Strike so much. It won't even fit in like the 480 card binder. It sucks. Who did that? Why? Kyle says, am I the only one who thinks that Lugia from Neo is overrated? I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's hard to grade. I mean, it's also like a very popular Pokemon, but I think the difficulty to grade, the same way with the Typhlosion 17, it's kind of the same boat. It's hard to grade, so then the higher grades are expensive, and everything just kind of goes up from there, I guess. The hype is built from that. When your 10s are crazy expensive, people got to settle for 9s, and then the 9 collectors got to settle for 8s. Stuff like that. You got Drifblim. Oh, look at it. We got the little Raichu duo there in the background. Neo is fire. Yeah. Scareppy. I think you triggered some people in the chat. They do not want to hear that Lugia is overrated. We got the Ken Sugimori Scareppy with the explosion in the background. The Lake Guardians, again, I used to be not crazy about the Lake Guardians. Now I like them. Don't know why. They grew on me. The Uxie. The Uxie. Baby Uxie. The little baby Uxie. Get him in there. Let's get... There we go. Ooh, we got... My screen is messed up a little bit here. I didn't even notice. Our card cam is not even full screen. There we go. We got some serious tunes going on here now. Mesprit. Put him in. Azelf. I remember like when the like Sitting Cuties version of these guys came up on the Pokemon Center. I feel like everyone bought the same one. It's like someone bought all the Azelfs or something. I don't know if they like figured people would want a set of 3, so they just like cornered the market on one of the 3. It's kind of weird. Also, those bookshelves. Not bookshelves. The book ends. Like people bought all the Charizards, and then like the Venusaurs and the Blastoises is just kind of hanging out. Like you're just gonna have a single bookend that's a Charizard. Robert says, I'm surprised someone has not made a custom binder just for Fusion Strike. I think there are binders that you can get that are like 500 and something. I can't remember. Someone was telling me that. Not necessarily in this, like not in the Dex Protection brand. I guess you could add pages to it, but like when you fill one of these out, it's already chunkiest. It's very chunky. So, oh, look at those little sleeping babes hanging out. All the sleep. Faith and Science, how's it going? Your Queen Lilith? Diablo Lilith? We got LGM. We got more different LGM with the reverse. Level 13. David says, are you going to play D4? Yes. And should be playing it. Blasty, I think, is going to play with me. We'll be live streaming it. Probably that whole, like, the early release weekend, at least. We'll see how that goes. If people like it. If people are tuning in. maybe we do more. But yeah, same deal. I know it's not Pokemon related, but I'm gonna be wanting to play it anyway, so we might as well give it a try, right? What's it gonna hurt? Pokemon chat will be allowed. Won't necessarily be any Pokemon on the screen, but we got the Hauntage. Blessy says, did you pre-order it yet? Yeah, you know I did. I was too lazy to look at like what the features were for the most expensive one, so I just got that. I was like, okay, so it comes with some other crap that I probably didn't need for the release thing. The medium one or whatever it was. Medium edition. So just like, screw it. It's like $10 extra for the premium, ultra, omega, extreme Diablo. Oh, you got medium edition? Isn't it just like a skin or something? It's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine as long as I do want the early access though. That's a big thing because I want to play it on the weekend. But it's like battle pass levels in a horse skin. Ooh, horse skin. Yeah, I don't think the battle pass levels probably don't matter because if the game's good, I'm sure I'll probably play it enough that I get all the battle pass crap anyway. Robert says, what is Rattle's ideal 6 Pokemon team that you'll personally choose? Well, number 1 is going to be Mawile. Number 2, probably Whimsicott. Then we got Shuckle. We got Mousehold. We got Tetsugiri. And Hatterene. That's my team of 6. I know it's not a competitive team of 6. I get my butt kicked by anyone that knows what they're doing. But that's what I'd go with if I had like my 6 favorite Pokemon. Am I missing something here? No, we're good. Make sure I'm paying attention. I feel like top 6 Pokemon is a must, so I had to narrow it down. Narrow it down to 6, and yeah, for some reason there's 2 in the most recent generation that made the top 6. Also, you know, notable. I do like a good Ribombee. We got a Necrozma. Come on, son. Give us a banger song here. There we go. Necrozma. African Veteran says, what format do you play? In terms, I don't really play any format in terms of like online, like the video game battles. I did like mess around on Sword and Shield for a little while, but mostly with my favorite Pokemon, and mostly just to upset my brother because he would try to use like the like actual strategies in order to win, and so I would just like I would throw in a Shuckle or something, and then he'd be upset about it, but then sometimes I would actually beat people. My Mawiles and my Shuckles and stuff. We got the Poipole. But yeah, typically like if I'm pretty casual when it comes to like the video games themselves. Like I'll play through them all. But I'm not like trying to min-max or like speed run, or I've never done any like Nuzlocke or anything like that. Fresh Tat says, why Shuckle? Just wondering. I don't know. I just kind of like the design. Not sure exactly on Shuckle. It's not because he makes juice inside his shell or whatever the flavor text is on most cards. Yeah, there were some like decent strats with like the Whimsicott and the Shuckle weren't bad. Mawile not that great because it was in Sword and Shield, so it didn't have like a Mega or anything like that. I heard that Mawile was good back in the Mega days. Bam, 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 bam. Johnny's saying, Rattle, what is your favorite Pokemon? I know it's a hard one, but I think everyone has one that's into Pokemon. It is, it's Mawile is the number one. So I think my list there was like roughly in order of like favorite to least favorite. Well, not least favorite. Top 6. It was a ascending order. Descending order. We got Aerodactyl GX. It's tough. I think I'm Mousehold and Whimsicott are right there, like hand in hand with like second place. Very close. Heracross, we get the more different Heracross reverse. Faith and Science says, I like flipping through my binders, looking at hits when Rattle sorts his cards. Yeah, I mean, if anyone, I know there's a couple people that have mentioned that they'll usually sort cards or whatever while we're doing this. I think it's a good time. Probably a good time to do so. Also something that like you can kind of half pay attention to, if that's what you need to do. We are supposed to put that Breloom there, right? Yeah, we are. We're good. Johnny Carlisle, thank you very much for the $9.99. There it is.
Johnny Carlisle super chatted $9.99.
North Bear says, after you mentioned on the podcast, take care of reverses, I decided to sleeve all of mine. Yeah, I think that's like the number one thing. Like if you have hollows, reverses, like even like bulk V's and stuff like that, if you're gonna hold on to them, you might as well put them in a penny sleeve. Somebody will want them eventually. It might not be like tomorrow, but like these sets are so big that there's gonna be a time where people are gonna be putting a set together like this, and they'll be like, damn it, I need a Meditite and I don't want scratches all over it. And you're gonna be like, I got Meditites. I'm your guy. I'm your Meditite plug. I can hook you up with that. Johnny, don't you worry. Stream is going just fine. I'm excited to be putting these cards away. I need to get them all organized. I'll put in the binders, and then we can focus on like the missing cards once all the binders are. Once all the sets have their own binders, then we can focus more on that. I do have a couple boxes of stuff that's like sleeved and checked off. Still needs to go in the binders, but we'll work on that after we get the stuff swapped over. These were all in like 3-ring binders and only single sleeved. At least these ones I had the perfect fits on them already. So that saved me some time. But now that I finally have the binders to do it, the proper side loading binders that they're going to be in terms of their forever home, or at least extremely extended home, is very nice. Feels good to put them where they belong. Nicholas says, did you play the new gen game? Have they gotten rid of the bugs in it? I haven't played it recently. We did play it through on release. It is buggy. It is kind of sloppy, like choppy and whatever in certain areas. I don't think they fixed all of that. It just runs like crap. But I still think it's worth playing. It's still fun. It's still very playable. It's just not as polished as it should be. So I don't think it'll ever be like perfect, but regardless. Funky Nux says Bacardi 151. In terms of the 151 set, they're gonna call it Bacardi in the West. It'll be interesting. Comes with a free coupon for some Bacardi 151 to go with it. Nicholas says, did you play the new gen? Oh no, we read that on already. Robert says, I need to do better at binder organizing. I've been mixing sets. No bueno. I guess it depends what your goal is. If it's just like cards that you like that you're buying, then I guess it doesn't really matter if it's mixed together. And as long as that's how you want to look at it when you go back to check your stuff, check what you have. Nice to do that every now and then. Just take a nice flip through a binder that you haven't looked through in a while. That Drober is off center. But it's okay, he's in there. We're keeping him. Excadrill, looking at the flower. Macy says, noob question, what is the difference between hollow and reverse? How can you tell the reverse if they aren't shiny? So let me see if I can find a hollow. Alright. So the Terrakion here is what you would refer to as a hollow. See, it's got like the hollow in the art box area. Not necessarily over top of the Pokemon, but that is a holographic or a hollow. When people are referring to reverse hollows, everything except for the art box is reverse. Now there are some in like the EX era that have their hollow in the box here and it'll have the set symbol, but those are kind of like exceptions. Clear as mud. Alright, we got Excadrill, we got... How do you pronounce this? Archin? And some of them just don't have a hollow. So if it's like a... there's non-hollow rares, which will have the star on them. There is... all your commons and uncommons are non-hollows, but they'll also have a reverse hollow version. So, like Archeops here, he's a non-hollow rare, because you get the star on the bottom, but he also has a reverse rare to go with. Some of the cards don't have a reverse, like all your like in this era GXs or Vs or any of that stuff. Robert says, seeing people complete sets is such a beautiful sight, and to be honest, completing sets has not crossed my mind until recently. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you also don't have to do it for every set. You can always start off with, if there's certain sets that you really like, you could do a set binder for that. If you collect graded cards, it's a little bit harder to actually look at the entire thing, but you can complete graded sets of cards. Meloetta. Personally, I'm very happy with stuff that looks like it came straight from a pack. It doesn't have like scratches on it. Doesn't need to be, as you guys saw with the centering on a couple of those bad boys. I don't care if it's 10. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to be looking that closely at each individual card, and I'd much rather have the variety that is offered by completing sets than just a select few cards. But to each their own. Collect how you want to collect. That's just what I like to do. We got Zygarde is missing a reverse. $124, $125, and we're missing. What are we missing here? $124. What's $125? Might have to check this just to make sure that it's not going to be like something in a reverse. Let's check it out. We do not want to mess this up. I do not want to have to shift the cards. You guys know the fun that is involved with that. We need 125. That is the Umbreon and Darkrai GX. How do I not have that? I don't have it. Sucks to suck, but that's, you know what, it's gonna be alright. At least it's gonna bring us back to our nice new starting, a new page with the non-hollow and the reverse next to it. We got a little bit of fuzz in there. A little bit of cardboard dust. North Bear says, same, I've just opened random boxes and packs, but now have the itch to complete a binder set of an upcoming set. Yeah, that's always doable as well. Gotta be a little bit careful with it, depending on like how much money you want to spend and how much like it doesn't matter to you. Usually it's not going to be the most cost-effective way to do it right when a set comes out. You know, typically your chase cards and stuff like that are going to be at their cheapest when they're a generation or two old. So that keep that in mind. But also just like when a set is brand spanking new, the playable stuff is expensive. I'd like typically if you were trying to min-max your dollar value, if you pulled any of that stuff, you'd be selling it. If you were looking to complete the set at the most, you know, inexpensive possible cost, you'd want to hold off on the playable stuff until it comes down in price. But like Iono is going to be expensive because it's Iono and it's playable. I'm sure it'll taper off eventually after it's no longer needed in every single deck, essentially. Or multiple copies in every deck is probably how it will be played. I imagine that at least 2 copies in most, if not all decks, is going to be a thing. So keep that in mind. You're going to have a lot of players that are fighting over those. The high rarity ones are probably going to be extra expensive. Your full art and your SIR? Sableye, little gem goblin. Grabbing those gems out of that cave. Alright, Sableye on the next page. We got the Drapion. He is angry. Don't have the reverse for him, which kind of sucks. I'm gonna have to like bang out all the reverses for Sun and Moon. And that's one thing too. Like if you're doing sets or you're doing like partial sets, as they come out, try to pick up all the reverses earlier on, because it can be a little bit of a pain to find them in good shape later. Not that you can't do it, it's much more difficult. It Snipes says, is that a lv.x binder? It is not. It is a Dex protection binder. It's what I use. The Ultra Pro, like Pro binders, are also nice. Got a little bit of dust on it there now, but I don't know. They also have like the zippered ones and stuff like that. There's some links in the description, or if you want to stick the old exclamation mark binder in the chat, that should bring up what it is, where you can get it. But I would imagine that anything, like, try one out before you decide, like if you're gonna do multiple sets. Try one out, make sure that you like it, because and make sure that if you want your binders to match, that you buy something that is gonna be around for a while, and that's not like a weird temporary color that might not exist at some point, so that you can find matching stuff. At one point in time during the pandemic, I couldn't find binders, and so that's why I'm still putting stuff in binders right now, and why I had to temporarily, well, I didn't have to, but why I temporarily put them in like 3-ring binders, cheap 3-ring binders. I don't have any next to me to show you, but they were just like cheapo Staples 3-ring, they're 2-inch or 1.5-inch binders. They did the trick. You just had to be very careful with a ring binder, because the ring's in the middle. If you close the page and the page kind of gets pressed in between, you can get those nasty binder dents. These are much safer. Any side loading binder is much safer. And I don't know, they're just nicer than the pages. The pages are nice in a way because you could add and remove, but I don't know. I'd rather just not have to be so careful storing them. Bits, how's it going? You got the hot dogs in here? Bad binder behavior? Something like that. Yeah, so if you can't get them all right away, if you have too many cards for binders, it's an option. It's a cheaper option, but at the same time, like, the amount that you spend on the pages and the binder, even though it's not that expensive, it's like money that could have went towards like the binder that you actually want. you got to think of like the value of the cards that's going in the binder. Makes the binder pretty inexpensive. Kind of same idea with like the sleeves and stuff like that. Even though at this point I have like just a disgusting amount of money in sleeves. Not necessarily all in one purchase, but with 20,000 cards being in sleeves, being in double sleeves at this point in time, kind of adds up. But I mean, not saying that one day they might have to be swapped out into something else, but that is many years and not having to worry about it. We got the Mawile GX. Love it. I also love the fact that it all of a sudden became like playable later on. So you can like put their Pokemon on the bench. The old Mawile GX Captivating Wink. Not ideal because I'd much rather have like it be an attacker. But Trainer Griff says, definitely try them out before buying multiple if you want them to be all the same. I bought several of the Zipper Vault 3x3 and 4x4 binders and realized they do not fit in the IKEA cubes. Ooh, that sucks. Yeah, the IKEA cubes are also awesome. The Kallax. I'm surprised they don't fit in there. Are they too tall? Well, maybe because it's 4x4, right? 4x4 would be too tall. That makes sense. It's like, how? I'm pretty sure there'd be lots of space for it, but yeah, it makes sense if it's a 4x4. That's a big boy. We got the Cottonies. We got the Whimsicots. Very cool, very cute. We got a little Pikachu balloon there, the Drifloon. Drifloon with the balloons. We got the Dedenne. Why is Dedenne always eating berries or something of some kind? Snipe says, how do you label your binders? So, currently, at least with the 360 card binders, I have them in like FedEx boxes that I put a label on because they fit pretty perfectly in those. But I'm working on another solution. I don't really like the idea to like put a label right on the binder. I know some people have like they'll get like the iron on or press on and put it on the spine. But I was hoping to get something different going. And once I get that figured out, I will we'll let you guys know how it works. I'll show it off and see if there isn't an option to do the same. It'd be more ideal for anyone that's doing well. I guess no, because I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know when that changes. I was hoping that there'd be like some sort of like clamshell similar to like the old video game cases, either from the rental place or from like those like Nintendo, like the NES kind of like hard plastic clamshells. Something like that to go over top of them where I can put the label on the spine would be awesome, and I looked and I couldn't find anything. We got Giratina riding a Garchomp. This is pretty similar to that Leonhardt thumbnail with him and Charizard or whatever. Robert says, is there one chase card that is super expensive that you wish you had in your collection? I mean, it would be pretty nice to have that Latias and Latios that I don't have. But at the same time, I don't... It's hard to say if that stuff's going to retain the value that it's had. I just kind of find it hard to believe that no one wanted it, and now it's expensive and everyone wants it. So we'll see. That kind of stuff, like I don't necessarily like Charizard is not my favorite Pokemon by any means in any way, but when I'm opening a set, usually because I want every card, it's very nice to pull the expensive ones. So anything that's expensive is kind of nice. I'm missing both Crystal Charizards from Skyridge. I'm missing both Shining Charizards. It's bad. So there's some expensive vintage stuff that I still need. Got the Latias. Speaking of the Jet Boys. Man, the set is taking forever, but I am being a little bit careful. We don't want to skip a spot or something. Snipe says, do you think people manipulated the card value? I mean, it might be somewhat that, but it also just might be like everyone piling onto the same thing. We've kind of seen that before. The hot thing, and like if there's less of them than recent stuff, people buying it out, the price goes up some, people get concerned, they start buying into it. It only takes a few people to like really empty out TCG players, so it's hard to say. We'll see long term. I mean, worst case, it's just a more expensive card that I need to pick up, but yeah, it was, I mean, why did no one care about it when it was $30? Now people love it. I don't know. I'm not saying that it's going to be 30. It's never going to be $30 again, but I don't think it's $1,000 card or whatever it's at. At least not yet. Maybe in 20 years or something. We can, once it stands the test of time, we can call it that. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to believe that it's as expensive as it is. We got a Noibat. All right, we're getting closer to the end here. Hopefully this isn't too big for the binder. I don't think it is. Pretty sure I would have known if it was. 236 in the main set. I think we're okay. We're getting towards the back of the binder here. I guess we're already on the dragon types, so we might be almost in the clear. Yeah, here we're colorless Pokemon time. The Naganadel GX. Robert says, I'm so glad my favorite Pokemon, Mr. Mime, hasn't been hyped up. But who can say for the future that could change? Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Mr. Mime ever got like an alt art or something. Some kind of like SIR or whatever they're called now. Snipe says, are you going to Card Party? I am not. I'll probably be at Charlotte Collecticon though. That's the plan. If anyone's there and would like to hang out. I like that Kangaskhan. Again, we got the Raichu and Raichu in the background, hanging out with them. The Tauros. Faith and Science says the hobby needs to have some high value cards. In my opinion. I don't think they necessarily need to be modern cards that are crazy value. I think they went a little too hard, a little too difficult with some of the sets. I personally think that like Scarlet and Violet base is back where it needs to be, like in terms of like difficulty to pull everything in a set. But maybe that's just me. And that's coming from someone that opens like way too many Pokemon cards. So I can only imagine for like the average collector, and I get it. You can always buy the singles or whatever, but I think the stuff like Evolving Skies where like you can open several thousand packs and still be missing a handful of cards it's not good either. Slack off. Look, just hanging out there. It says there will be hot dogs in Charlotte. Are they going to be expensive hot dogs? Hot dog party? Teresa says, I just realized I was watching this live. What? Yes, you definitely are. Welcome in. How's it going? You thought you were watching the replay? Same time every week. At least it has been. Macy says, Mr. Rhyme is tap dancing fool. Reminds me of Mr. Peanut. True. I just watched like one of the I don't know how many. I might only have a couple episodes left of the anime before they ditch Ash. But one of the last episodes there's the Mr. Rhyme, and he's just skating around. He's just figure skating. We got the slacking. Not actually, he doesn't have skates on, but he's still doing triple axels and Nicholas says, gotta love the FOMO and waifu tax we have. Yeah. Sometimes. I mean, other times, yeah, for the most part. It's just like, it's mostly just if you can remove yourself from wanting whatever the current hot thing is that everyone's after, you're probably going to save yourself some money. If you can remove that aspect of the hobby from your mind, not follow the leader, just kind of do your thing. Doesn't mean like if there's something that you really want, you can't like go after it as well. But just in general, it's a good rule to follow. Just ask yourself before you buy something. Just like, is everyone buying this thing right now? Is that why it's expensive? We got the Bidoof for Billy. I thought that was a side deck for a second, but it's not. It's a berry. Or a pear, if you're in the real world. Is it a pecha berry? No, it's not a pecha berry. What berry is this, guys? See, that's how much of a video game enthusiast I am. Can't even remember what the berries are all called. It's like the spicy one with the spikes is like the tomato berry. Or is it a lumberry? Barrel. Fresh Tat says, waifu tax, barfing emoji. If it's not Wick, I don't want it. Sure. I'm sure there's some Wick collectors out there. We got the Munchlax, more different Munchlax. The So. Not sure how to pronounce the artist name. Pidove. And a more different Pidove. Alright. Yeah, this is a massive set. Tranquil. I don't have the Tranquil reverse. I got the Unpheasant though. We have pheasants here. Every now and then. Hanging out. Making weird noises. Man, maybe like the world's least intelligent bird. Like it just asking to get run over by vehicles. They'll just like stand out in the middle of the road. We got the Audino. Reverse. Okay, alright. Switch this over to here. Aaron says Bidoof is in my top 5. It's got to be in Billy's top 5. I don't know what Billy's top 5 is. Or top 6. Maybe we need to do a poll or something. If anyone has a top 6 Pokemon off the top of your head, or take your time, whatever works. Be interesting to see. I better not see any Charizard, Pikachu. I really like the Mewtwo. Like one of those lists. I'm sure there's a couple. Jester Beat says Muck. Favorite Pokemon Muck? Is anyone like favorite Pokemon Tornadus? Does that person exist? Or like Thundurus? Or Gumshoes? Chrono says CTR likes them. He would. What a gym rat. We got Orangaroo. He likes the big muscly Pokemon. So like your Machamps and your type no. Dope says, Rattle, how much of the market do you think is impacted by Poke influencers? This card is undervalued. I see this shooting up soon. Stuff like that. To some extent, like, I mean, like, the much larger ones probably a little bit more than, and it kind of depends what they're picking apart, or what they're saying is like undervalued, or what is like we definitely saw some impact when Rev couldn't pull that Aerodactyl, like, and then everyone just immediately went and purchased them off of TCG Player, like, and that made like an instant difference, because if you remove, I don't know how many copies would have sold because of that live stream, but like, let's say that like 20 of them got purchased or something like that, like it's a pretty big swing if there's not that many on there for something that's so it depends on the rarity of whatever they're pumping. If it's something that there's not very many copies, if there's a huge price swing between like the less expensive and more expensive ones, it can make a big difference. I would imagine that that probably has come back to where it should be, or at least somewhat. So again, that was like a temporary thing. I think maybe once people realize that it's not any more difficult to pull than anything else. I don't know how much of that was like people banking on the fact that people would think that, even though it's definitely not the case. It's not any harder to pull than the other stuff in the set. It's just sometimes you don't get it. As we saw, there was like the gold space helmet from Evolving Skies. Like, it's not hard to pull. I just happened to not get one. So it'd be the same kind of idea. It'd be like, oh yeah, everyone buy the space helmets. But in terms of like smaller creators, and depending on what you're looking at, like if it's something that's not that rare in terms of like difficulty to pull, if there's a lot of copies on the market, pretty hard to swing those prices. First Night says Rev trash for that. I don't think it was necessarily intentional. I don't remember him ever saying anything like this is the most difficult card to pull. But even if he did, he was either just wrong, or if he was leading people on to believe, because they were probably just, I mean, when you have that many people watching you, there's probably quite a few that are just don't know what they're doing or talking about. So maybe you persuade them into thinking that it is actually the hardest card to pull, and they should just buy them because it's going to be cheaper to buy the card than pull it, or that everyone's going to buy them and they're going to run out because there's not going to be enough because they're so rare. But all the alt arts, probably the same pull rate regardless of what Pokemon it is. You're going to have differences in value depending on how playable or how popular the Pokemon are, how much people like the artwork, how much they like the card. But yeah, as we've seen with like the Sandaconda is probably the same pull rate as the Mew alt art, but people like the Mew, so it's more expensive. All right, we got some lists here. All right. Robert says Mr. Mime, Parasect, Ghastly, Zapdos, Blastoise, Scyther. Nice. Definitely some Gen 1 there, but some different picks. The Parasect and the Mr. Mime are definitely, those are definitely uncommon picks. I know there's a few people that like the Mime, but I don't know if I've ever seen Parasect in the top 6. Pokebarn says Jolteon, Gengar, Snorlax, Goldengo, and Mew. Alright, interesting with the Goldengo pick. Yeah, Snorlax is a very popular Pokemon. I guess Jolteon, Gengar, Snorlax, and Mew are all pretty popular. Not like Pikachu and Charizard popular. Alright, I gotta pay attention slightly just for a second here, and we're good. We have Trainer Griff who says, all my favorites are from Gen 1. What are you guys in your Gen 1s here? You gotta expand your horizons. Griff has Rhydon, Nidoking, Gyarados, Machamp, Zapdos, Gengar, and the starters. You got kind of like a Giovanni team going on there. Nicholas says, there are cards I want, but no to wait for them to go down. I do like Charizard, so some are tough, and others like Radiant Zard from Crown Zenith are just easy buys, especially right now at $5. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you like, the rule is pretty much like if it's a Charizard, the chance of it not even in a couple years going up to $10 is kind of slim to none. I think like at one point in time when the hobby was not even at its like peakingest peak, like prior to all that, the COVID hype and whatever, we had some Charizard. Yeah, I think the cheapest Charizard was like $10, and it was like a non-hollow, and it was like, I don't know, I think it actually was, it might have been the, I think at one point in time, yeah, even Evolution's Charizard was like $10. But yeah, $5 Charizards are, regardless of where they came from, what they are, they're probably a good buy, and they'll eventually be more than that. There's just so many people that collect like exclusively Charizards, and when they go to do so, there's a lot of people that will just like, they'll be like, what are the cheapest ones? Sort by cheapest, and then they're gonna buy those kind of probably first, I would say, or at least most people will probably buy them like early on. All right, karate belt time. Ghoul AMV says Raichu, Phalanx, Clodsire, Giratina, Galarian, Zigzagoon, Eevee/Evolutions. That's an interesting list. I do like Phalanx. I know Blasty's a huge fan of the Phalanx. Clodsire is an interesting pick, and the Galarian Zigzagoon as well. I like it. If you had to pick one Eevee or Evolutions, do you have one? Or are you just going with Eevee, unless you have all of the Evolutions? Back when I was playing Gen 1, I used to love the Eevees, the Evolutions. And I think I even traded for multiple so that I could have them all, if I remember correctly. My Gen 1 favorites now. Ditto, Porygon are right up there. Research lab. All right, make sure we're not skipping any spaces here, or not skipping where we should be skipping. Reset stamp. That's an annoying card. So this is like similar kind of situation to what Iona was going to be doing, where it's like a comeback card. If your opponent has a lot of prize cards, then you kind of like take all the cards from their hand, shuffle them into their deck, and they don't have very many remaining. So if they have like one prize card left, they're only getting one card in their hand. Nice little comeback mechanic. Make the game more interesting. Macy says, Stuffle, Mr. Rhyme, Alolan, Exeggutor, Leafeon, and Slowpoke. Alright. Interesting list there. I think the only one that's super popular from that list is probably the Leafeon, so we're getting there. Fresh Tats has the Magmar, Grookey, Togekiss, Dracozolt, Galar Slowking, and Ash's mom. I don't think you get to pick Ash's mom. I don't know if that's, I don't know what kind of ROM hack you were playing, but, and I don't want to know, I don't want to know what moveset she had. Don't you dare post that. Dope says Ditto is every Pokemon. True. Or you can get the Zoroark that can turn into anything. Or Zoroark that can... Zoroark can also turn into anything? You can get the Zoroark or the Zoroark to turn into Ash's mom. We get the U-turn board. Ghoul says it's hard because they're all great. Maybe Vaporeon or Sylveon if shiny. Oh, now we're talking a different list for shiny Pokemon. They can be shiny if you want them to be shiny. Inbound XCX says you have binders for old sets too. Yes. So I have binders for all of the sets. There's some of them that need to be transferred into like sideload binders. But I think I have enough binders to put them all in there. But yeah, all the old sets, all the main sets have their own binder. Some of the subsets have their own binder. Some of them are shared with something else. But yeah, I have a lot of binders. I have over 100 binders. It's a lot of binders. Again, not like there's still a lot of cards that I'm missing. But yeah. All right, where are we at here? 213. We're getting into the cool stuff now. Number 214, we have the Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor. Full art. Alright, we take them, put them in there. Then we have the Alt Art Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor. I don't know if that did anything crazy or not, but I have it. So it can do whatever it wants to. What was it, 214, 215? 216, we got the Heatran. 217 we're missing, but I do have 218. So I don't have the full art Slowpoke and Psyduck, but I do have the alt art one. Which is kind of neat. 219, we got the Keldeo GX. Very cool. 220 I'm missing. 221. 222. We got 223, Latios GX. I'm gonna go. I don't know what was supposed to be there. I'm not sure what's there. We're just gonna pretend that I have those. 223. We got 224, the Aerodactyl with that cool brown cracky thing going on in the background. Alright, and we do have 225. 225, we got the Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. We're missing 226, which is probably the alt art of that bad boy, question mark. 227, we do got the Mawile, of course. I think I have several copies of this. They were super cheap at one point in time, and I probably picked up a couple for the Mawile binders. What was that, 227? 228, we got the Garchomp and Giratina. 20. We're missing 229. We got 230, Naganadel. 230. 231 I'm missing. 232, we got it. It's the Channeler. Do you like that? Got the Tokia art. One of my favorite artists, if not my favorite artist, for the Pokemon trading card game. A couple awesome Mawile cards. This one's also pretty awesome. Some weird craziness going on in that. Was that 232? 233, 34. We got 235. Misty's Favor. So I am missing some chase cards from here. I did start filling in like my older Sun and Moon sets, but I probably should have started from the other end if I'm being honest. If we had some like psychic powers to predict the future. Got 236 that I'm missing. Then we got 237, which is this Rainbow Boy. 238, we got the Heatran. 239, I'm missing. 240, we got the Keldeo GX. That pure heart ability. 240. 241, we got the Mewtwo and Mew Hyper Rare. Very cool. Put them in there. 243, 244, we got the Rainbow Aerodactyl. Back when the rainbows felt good. 245, we got the Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. I feel like back at this point in time, that even though there were the alt arts, no one really cared about the alt arts. It was kind of crazy. People wanted the rainbows. They still wanted the hyper rares. The hyper rare was always more expensive. $245, we got 246, the Mawile GX Hyper Rare. Alright, 247 we're missing, but we got 248, we got Dragonite GX. $248. Alright, where are we at here? 249, 50, 51. Oh my god, I'm missing a lot. 52. We got the Karate Belts. I don't know if I'm missing that many hyper rares. 252, 253. We got the reset stamp that we were talking about earlier. We got the tag switch. This is 253, 254. 255. People also wanted the trainers, but these are probably all cheap now. Unless it's anything that gets reprinted, probably pretty cheap. No longer playable. That's one of those examples of you probably don't want to buy them when they're brand new. Reset stamp, like the gold one, was probably pretty expensive when it came out. 56, 57, 58. I mean, if it gets reprinted again, it might become expensive if they decide to. And that's it for the Golden Boys. Alright, so now we got the variants that we'll put in the... Holy crap, this binder is very full. So we only got the last page. I was going to turn to the last page to put our variants in. We got the non-hollow Frostlass. So, for the person asking earlier, sometimes there's like a non-hollow version of a hollow, but it's usually from like a theme deck or something like that. So we'll put that bad boy at the back of the binder. Same with this Electros non-hollow variant. This Jirachi, I actually had a bunch of these. These came in like a promo box or whatever, and someone bought them all from me. I broke down, opened a bunch of packs from those Jirachi boxes. We got 140. We got a Hoopa, and they were good, but they weren't as good as the ones in the States were like super crazy on sale. There's a ton of packs in them. We got the Dragonite. This is the Canada exclusive Costco promo. It's not really a promo. It's like a Cosmos Hollow variant. These are crazy. I can't believe we only got them in Canada. And this was like during the Sword and Shield era. So I have no idea why they printed Sun and Moon era cards in a Cosmos Hollow foil. And Costco Canada was the only one that got them. Crazy. They popped off. They got super expensive. Again, one of those things, if I had the crazy hindsight, I would have just bought a billion majillion of these, because the promos are now worth significantly more than what the boxes actually cost. And then we got the reset stamp. I think this was from the trainer toolkit, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's it. That's all. We got the binder done there. How are we doing for time? We got 20 minutes. 20 minutes to kill. All right, we got let's do a smaller binder. I think is the play. We'll do a subset. How about that? Let's see what we got. I know you guys want to see some Dragon Majesty. How about that? Chrono says the art on the reset stamp looks like it comes from WikiHow. Yeah, those are cool. There's like a whole bunch of them that came out. I can't remember how they were released in Japanese, but it was a different way, and we weren't sure if we were ever going to get them. I think they came out late. Like some of them might have been rotated already at that point. We got the Charmanders now, so now we're going into the smaller binder because we got a subset or a specialty set, whatever you want to call it. We're doing the dragon. Dun, dun. Boy Genius says, to fill a binder, you usually just sort the cards by set and then by their bumper or number. Their number in the set, otherwise you can sort them by their Pokedex number or by the card's artist. Yeah, I just go by like set number, but you could do it in whatever way you want to, really. I was half debating like putting the regular set and then putting the reverses all in like one chunk afterwards. But yeah, we got the Zord, the Chari Zord. Very cool. I love Dragon Majesty. It's a small set, and so it's fun to open at first, but then like the set is so small. It's the main set have 70 cards in the main set, so when you're trying to chase down the chase cards, not as bad as something like Hidden Fates where there's a lot of chase cards, but there's not very many cards in the main set. So you're basically just opening packs for one card. I get that it's kind of the same thing with any set, but at the same time, it's just like, it's more fun to see a bunch of different cards, a bunch of different artwork, while you're hunting for the hard to pull stuff. In my opinion, at least. Oh, wait, we don't have a Torchic. We almost messed up there, guys. Are we gonna not mess up on the hard binder? And then this one we're messing up. So I need a Torchic reverse. Should probably grab that at some point. We got Combuskin over here. And then I have some cards falling. Alright, stick this over here. We have more room now. We're not worried about it. We got the Blaziken. Some reprint action. Don't have the reverse Blaziken. Man, we're hurting for the reverses. We got the Victini Prism Star. Love the Prism Stars. Kind of cool. I think I like them better than like the Amazing Rares and stuff like that. Alright, Victini. Number 7. We got number 8, Darumaka. Missing the reverse for him as well. I don't know how I'm missing so many reverses for this set, but we definitely are. Darmanitan. And the reverse Darmanitan. We got the Heatmore. Inbound XEX says favorite rare type. I mean like any rarity? I mean if trainer gallery I like I think even more than alt arts. I know they're not expensive, but in terms of like my favorite cards, I think my 2 favorite cards are Trainer Gallery. You get the like TV Mimikyu and the Superior. EX Level X alt art. Yeah, so I'll pick Trainer Gallery. I do really like the Level X's though for like in terms of like older stuff. Prime's not that crazy about. Level X though, really like a Level X. Especially like the Level X's that have the trainer kind of associated with the Pokemon. Those are good. Salazzle. Yeah, the Prime, I don't know, the artwork on the Prime or like the card design or whatever doesn't quite do it for me as much as the Level X's. I feel like, I like the Gold Stars as well, but I feel like that'd be kind of a cop-out to say Gold Stars over the other stuff. It's not really a apples to apples comparison. Poketani, How's it going? How's Germany? Greetings from Canada. We got the Cedra. Get that Cedra in there. Place that bad boy where we need him. And the Kingdra. Get that Kingdra in there. Magikarp, everybody's favorite fish. Get in there, Magikarp. Gyarados, Fitz his boy. Apples to mangoes? Yeah, maybe. I'm missing the reverse Gyarados. Man, I gotta pick up some reverses for this set. These are probably also old enough now at this point that it's gonna be a pain to find them without scratchy McDanchies. Might have to make a trip back to the game store to pick them out. 22. Go visit the Ontarians. Dope. Take care. You have a good week as well. We don't see you tomorrow. Everyone's welcome to join tomorrow. We'll do some openings. We'll see if we can't pull that Aerodactyl. I think we can do it. I think we're just going to get really lucky, get it really early. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Krokana. We got the Feraligatr. Couple of gators of Ferala. Very, very cool. Make sure I didn't mess anything up here. We're good. It's a Wooper time. It feels so weird holding like the smaller binder after the 12 pocket. I don't know what it is. It's weird. Make sure you guys join the Discord, as mentioned there. Come on in. Saturdays we do a voice and video chat. If you're looking for anyone to hang out with, to open Pokemon cards with, that is a great spot to do so. Fitz says find him in Charlotte. Could. Bring my list with me. Like, gaming conventions or whatever are very hard to pick up, like, I mean, to pick up like the smaller stuff. Maybe a good spot to find other like larger purchases. Usually, I guess it depends like how busy the vendors actually are at whatever event is happening. But for the most part, like the transactions that I'm looking to do, in terms of like, hey, I want like a crap load of all the reverses that I'm missing, as many as I can pull out, that kind of thing. Probably not ideal at a, first off, they probably usually don't bring a lot of that stuff, if I had to guess. Maybe some of them have like a binder or something. But usually they're probably going to be bringing like the higher value, or just like popular stuff slapped in a binder that you can purchase. Could be wrong. Trapinch. Billy's looking for my list. Might be an option. Hi, Dragon. Dragon Majesty time, Elliot. We're on the Dragon Majesty. We got the number 33. Hi, Dragon. Nice little dragon set. Not the most fun to open, because again, like, you see a lot of the same cards, but I mean, when it first comes out and when you open a little bit, a small dose is nice. It's fun. Get all the dragons in one spot. Rotinis for days. Dragonairs. Alright. Alright. The Dragonite GX. This kind of reminds me of one of the, is there one of the promos or something that came out recently that looked a lot like this? The same kind of like him swooping in that direction. Fitz would know. $37. I guess, I mean, if you have a flying Dragonite, there's only so many poses you can probably put them in. 38. I'd have to look at which one it was. Get them all mixed up. They all came out around the same time. We got a Flygon reverse, but no Flygon. I think he's a holographic. And I think I ordered one of these last time. I ordered from Troll, and I think it had scratches all over it, if I'm not mistaken. Long live the sleepy pose. The sleepy, it wasn't the sleepy D. I was thinking more like maybe the Pogo like promo or something, or Pogo in the set. One of those ones. Pogo Japanese? Yeah, maybe. Maybe the one from the ball, or maybe the other one. I can't remember. We got the Altaria GX number 41. The Baigon. It's saying that he missed what I asked. Oh, I was asking this Dragonite here. This kind of, the artwork kind of really reminds me of something recent. Like one of the promos. I don't know if it's the same pose or very similar, or if I'm losing my mind. Maybe the Ball Tin promo, or the other one that's like in Pogo. African Veteran says, was that Flygon you ordered a near mint copy? So yes. In terms of foil stuff, near mint is going to be pretty hit or miss with Troll, and if I only ordered one copy and it has scratches on it, then I'll basically just wait and order another one. With some stuff, if it's cheap enough, I'll just order multiple copies. Sometimes I get a couple copies that are good. Sometimes both of them suck. Sometimes one's good and one's not, and then I just keep the better one. But yeah, it's a little bit of trial and error. It's inexpensive. It's very easy to order everything from Troll. So you just got to take into consideration that sometimes you're going to get jacked up cards, even though it says near mint. You can send them back if you want to, but oftentimes the stuff that I'm ordering from there is not expensive, so it's usually not worth the return shipping. And TCG Player is just kind of not a good option from Canada, because a lot of the people that are selling on there don't ship to Canada. So you can get someone in the US if you have like a middleman or a friend that wants to do you a favor. You can send them the TCG Player stuff, but even that can be a little bit of a pain. Fitz says those are upright. Okay, maybe I'm just making it up. I don't know what I'm talking about. Kyle's asking, do you have the Dark Dragonite misprint? I do not. Oh, the VMAX is similar. Maybe it's the VMAX that I was thinking of. It's probably the VMAX. That makes sense. We got the QREM. Man, no one pronounces this Pokemon correctly. It's QREM, guys. QREM. I wouldn't have known either until I heard it. But. All right. Speaking of QREMs, Elliot says it's possible to get QREM wrong. Yeah, I've heard like Kyurem, Kyram, Keyram, Key. I've heard a lot of things. The start there, the the KYU. It'll throw people for a loop. 48. Number 49, we got the Zygarde. Zygarde's a pretty cool Pokemon. Zygarde coming in extra spicy. We got Turtonator. That is a weird Turtonator in a field. I don't know if you want to put him in the field. You'll end up burning all the grass. We got the Drampa. We got the... I thought for sure that was going to be a Sugamori, but it's not. Yasuke Omura. I thought that was like the default artwork with the background added to it. We got the Hakamoto. When do you think we're going to see these guys next? Alright, so then we got the Komo-o. Guard press and raging uppercut. It's a very aggressive technique. We got the Kangaskhan, very cool. Aaron de la Verne, happy I made it to a live at last. It's been a while. Uh-oh, Aaron. I think the live's almost over. We're gonna finish off this binder and then we're gonna call it. I have some eBay stuff to pack up. But yeah, nice that you popped in, that you got here to say hi at least. The VOD will be available as well if anyone wants to watch it. Sit back and listen to some tunes, listen to some crazy conversations that we had. It's one of your favorite Kangaskhan's? The one we saw earlier with the Raichus is kind of cool. We got a Swablu, a reverse. Alright, we're getting there. You have them on your desk? It's pretty cool. Aaron says, damn, no worries. Happy to make it to the end at least. Keep up the good work. I know there's a bunch of drama at the moment, but I think you're doing the right thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the whole like being stubborn thing is, I don't know. I think it's worth it. We might as well be stubborn about it. I get it. We're gonna make some people upset about it, but I don't like when people threaten me. If anyone couldn't tell, and if that means letting it rip, then we let it rip. Beyblade style. We got the Blaine's Last Stand. Fitz, great taste in Pokemon. Did we get a Fitz top 6 list? I know you'd have Dragonite, you'd have Gyarados, you'd have Tetsugiri, probably a few Tetsugiris. Kyle says, when does crappy openings come back? I don't know. They might not. We'll see. We'll see. Pokeballer Mike.
Pokeballer Mike became a member.
You. We got Switch Raft. Got Heyo Mikey. Oh, we got to make a renewal
Mikey
maybe.
Became a member.
Switch Rafts. Heyo Mikey. Thank you. Thank you. Q-Tor. Thank you much.
Q-Tor became a member.
We got the Wella Volcano Park. Some interesting artwork. Make sure we didn't mess any of this up. I think we're good. We had reverses for everything. We got my girl Zinnia hanging out. Reverse Zinnia. The full art Zinnia in this set, spoiler alert, is pretty banging. Pretty awesome. We got Reshiram GX. Full art. Alright, let's make sure we're not skipping any numbers here. 64, 65. We got 66 is the Kingdra GX full art. Am I missing a whole bunch of... No, this dragon talent should not be here. Alright, we're losing our minds. Alright, hold on. We gotta reorganize. 67, 68, 70. I don't know how these are so out of order. It was 75. I am missing something here. Alright, where are we at? We're at 66. We got 67. We got the full art Dragon Boy. 67. We got 68, the Altaria. $69. We're missing. I don't even know what that is. QRAM? Question mark? Face? And then we got the full art Zinnia. As a nice full art. Man, the trainers with the Pokeballs. Trainers with Pokeballs, always a better trainer. Full art trainer. Trainers with Pokemon. Then you're talking. Trainer gallery. We got number 71. We got the Reshiram. We got number 72. We got the Altaria. Cool little pattern on the back of him. Salamence. Cool pattern on him too. 73. 71, 72, 73. We're missing 74. 75. We got the Dragon Talon. And then I have an energy. I think I have more of these energies somewhere. The reverse ones that came in this set, and it came in one of the other sets. And then we got the Altaria here. This is like some kind of weird and alternate Altaria from Dragon Majesty. I can't even remember what that came out of, but we'll put the energy here. Maybe we'll put the energy at the end so that I remember that I have it. But I need to go back through here. I think I have a second set of energies from the other set that had these same ones. So I need to do that at some point. I feel like if there's a special holographic energy, even though it doesn't have the set symbol on it, probably want to put it in there, right? And then we put the Altaria at the back of the binder. Because it's, I don't know if that's the only alternate or variant from the set, but that's where it's going. It's a little bit lonely back there for the Altaria. But you know what? It's gonna have to live with it. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you haven't ordered your Paldea Evolved yet, if you're in the US, psapikachu.com is running out of boxes. If you want booster boxes, they've been like buy on release or pre-order kind of thing, and they haven't been reprinting them a whole lot. So that's what you're gonna want to do. If you're in Canada, dosecards.ca, code rattle5, 5% off. If you're on psapikachu.com, there's no code. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow. Live stream tomorrow. There'll be... I need to do a recap video tomorrow. I still need to record it. Recap video of previous opening. Tomorrow, we're going to hunt for the Aerodactyl, so stay tuned for that. That'll be a little bit more exciting. A little bit more action-packed than the binder stream. But I'll see you there for that. Thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. Join the Discord. Bye.